Yo, what is up, everyone? What if I told you the most important thing in Power BI isn't the report anymore? Not the visuals, not the pages. What if the real product is becoming the semantic model itself? And honestly, I think that shift is already happening, because once you start mixing semantic models with reusable business logic like we should be doing, field parameters, Copilot, AI interaction, the report becomes just one experience sitting on top of a much larger analytical system. And that's what I want to show in this video, not theory. I want to show you a real working example. So, you know how we like to do a guy in the cube? Enough of all this talking. Let's do what? Let's head over to my laptop. So I want to start here. This is a fictional company that I've created up. But the goal here wasn't to build the busiest dashboard or some crazy visual showcase. The goal was to build an experience that is executive, dynamic, reusable, but also AI ready. So let's take a look at the experience. And so you can see along the top, I have my KPIs. I have some trends here, some operational metrics, guest satisfaction, and, I'm doing some dynamic analysis and things like this. And honestly, this feels like what executives expect now. Not 20, 30 tabs, not 50 visuals, a clean experience that lets the consumer move between business questions really quickly. And so if you look at the trend section, you can automatically start seeing seasonal demand patterns, revenue movement, ADR over time. And because this is hospitality data, those trends actually feel believable, because you can see summer spikes, you can see holiday movement, you can see regional variation. The business story starts showing up immediately. Now watch what happens when I change this metric over here to, let's say, occupancy rate. Everything shifts. But I didn't rebuild the report. I'm asking a completely different question using the exact same experience, and that's important. Now I'm looking at resorts, business hotels, urban hotel, and you see I can switch this back and forth. So if I go from region, I can see the trends there, and the experience just adapts. Now let's switch over to revenue par. Revenue generated per available room. And so now I'm looking at efficiency. Now the conversation changes into profitability, operational performance, premium property behavior. And again, same visual, same report, different semantic meaning. Let's switch this up. Let's focus on the West region. And then let's switch this to guest satisfaction, the average satisfaction score. And this is one of my favorite transitions in the report, because now I have operational metrics, I have customer experience, and revenue performance. They all become part of the same analytical conversation. And this is where modern semantics start becoming incredibly important. But the interesting part, almost none of this flexibility actually lives in the report. Sure, I have some slices and some charts that will dynamically change, but that's not because of the report. And I think this is a shift a lot of people are starting to miss. The report is becoming thinner. The semantic model is becoming smarter. Let me show you exactly what I mean. I want to show you this semantic model. I've got bookings, guest satisfactions, dimensions, measures. You can see my field parameters right here, metric view and business breakdown. And so if I open up some measures, so I'll go here, and you can see I have lots of different types of measures like bookings and booking metrics. I have loyalty metrics, occupancy metrics, revenue metrics. If I go to my guest satisfaction one, you'll see I have some guest experience metrics. This is no longer just a data set, right? Really excited about this. This is becoming a reusable business layer, and that changes how you build your Power BI solutions. Take something like my revenue par, revenue per available room. Now look at the format. It's currency, 2 decimal places. Look at my description. It's revenue generated per available room night across properties. This is where the business meaning actually lives. It's not in the visual, it's not in the tooltip, it's in the semantic model. And then I have my 2 field parameters, business breakdown, and metric view. The report behavior is being driven by the model itself, not hard-coded visuals. That's a huge architectural shift. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to head back over to the report. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over into Copilot, and I'm going to ask 2 different questions, because as AI enters the picture, this becomes even more important, because AI doesn't understand your report layout. It understands your semantic model. summarize occupancy trends by property type. And we'll let Copilot do what it does. But because I added all the descriptions, properly naming things, hiding things, my expectation is that we'll get close to a deterministic response. And so what we'll see is that Copilot is saying, based on the available data, occupancy rates are relatively close across property types, with business, hotels, and resorts slightly leading. It gives us a really nice visual that I could add to the page. But let's go verify this. So I'm at property type, and I'm going to go to occupancy rate, and let's go all regions. Let's get rid of this slicer here. And so for all regions, you could see that business hotel, 60.3%. It's pretty close. I think my slicer here is adjusting the number a little bit, but you can see the numbers are pretty close exactly to what I want. Now, I'm going to ask one more question. So which regions are driving the highest revenue per available room growth? It's going to wait and it's going to draft a response. And so you can see if I read this, it's saying, hey, based on the available data, revenue is driven primarily by the West, with additional positive contribution coming from Mountain and the South. So let's change the region, because I just want to verify this, right? And then we'll go to revenue par. And what you'll see, it's absolutely correct, right? It corresponds to my charts, right? West, Mountain, Southeast. You can see those values correspond to where the growth is really happening. This means that the semantic model is carrying the business intelligence here, not the report visuals. And honestly, I think this is where analytics is heading. The report is still important. Visuals still matter. User experience still matters. But the center of gravity is shifting. The semantic model is becoming the reusable business layer, the AI layer, the govern layer, the analytical product itself. And the report is becoming just one experience sitting on top of that semantic model. And honestly, that changes how we should think about building Power BI solutions moving forward. If you like this video, you got any questions about this video, you know what to do. Post it in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the queue.